So today, before we get into worship, I just want to read a few scriptures to you, and it's in the book of Samuel, and it's about Hannah. And you know, Hannah was the mother of the prophet Samuel, and she was barren all her life. And her husband Elkanah had two wives, her and Peninnah. So you see, Hannah went through a lot of insecurity. She was barren, but Peninnah had a lot of children, and Peninnah would trouble her. Hannah was at the lowest of lowest. She felt unworthy. And if you go in 1 Samuel 1 verse 7, so it was year by year when she went up to the house of the Lord that she provoked her. That is, Peninnah provoked her. Therefore she wept and did not eat. Next verse. Then Elkanah, her husband, said to her, Hannah, why do you weep? Why do you not eat? And why is your heart grieved? Am I not better to you than 10 sons? Then Hannah arose after they had finished eating and drinking in Shiloh. Now Eli the priest was sitting on the seat of the doorpost of the tabernacle of the Lord. And she was in bitterness of soul and prayed to the Lord and wept in anguish. So you see here, Hannah was disappointed. Hannah was insecure. She was feeling very broken. And her husband, the love of her life, came to comfort her. And if you know, Elkanah really loved Hannah, and he tried his best to comfort her. But you see, even after that, she was in bitterness. She was still in bitterness, and she still wept. And where she wept, she came to the house of the Lord and she wept. She prayed to God. After prayer, if you just skip through a few verses, if you go to verse 18, and she said, let your maidservant find favor in your sight. So the woman went her way, ate, and her face was no longer sad. So you see here, when her husband came to her and comforted her, nothing happened. She still felt broken because her husband is a man. Her husband couldn't understand the level of her discomfort, the level of her pain. But when she went to the Lord, when she prayed and she just put her heart before the Lord, there was a change. She ate food. She was not eating, she ate. She was weeping, but now her face was no longer sad. Because when you go to the Lord, it's a place of hope. When you cry, when you pray to God, you understand who He is. You understand that your problem, no matter how big, God has a way. And that He sees and He hears you. And that's why we as, one thing that I've learned about prayer is that it may not immediately change your circumstances, but it will immediately change your mindset. So I would just want to encourage you today, don't look to man. No matter how much you love your husband, how much you love your children, they will not comfort you. They will not give you hope. They will not give you strength like the Lord does. Let Him be our place of refuge, and in Him our hope comes, because we know that He can do all things no matter what. Amen?